goal is fat loss, but you still think the answer is more cardio, you're probably making this way harder than it needs to be. I work with busy professionals all the time, people who are successful in business, disciplined in life, but still feel frustrated with their bodies. And almost all of them come in believing the same thing: I just need to do more cardio, which is partially true, but there is more to the story than that. So they do more running, more spin classes, more random cardio sessions, and they still don't look the way they want. Why? Because fat loss is not just about burning calories, it's about protecting muscle, managing hunger, and building something sustainable. And this is where most people go wrong. So in this video, I'm going to break down the truth about strength training versus cardio for fat loss, what the research actually says, why most busy professionals choose the wrong one, and what the exact system I would use if I wanted to get lean without wasting any time. Because if your schedule's full, you cannot afford an inefficient strategy. So first things first, why do most people default to cardio? Cardio feels productive. Your heart rate goes up, you sweat, and it feels like you worked out hard. So psychologically, it makes sense. People think, if I burn more calories, I lose more fat. That sounds logical, but here's the problem. That's only part of the equation. Because if fat loss was just about burning calories, everyone doing cardio for hours would be lean, and we know that is just not the case. So what does the research actually shows? A major review published in Obesity Reviews found that exercise alone, especially cardio alone, often produces less fat loss than people expected. Why? Because your body adapts. Let's talk science. Now, it's true that you burn calories doing cardio, but then you move less later, your hunger increases, recovery drops, and muscle loss becomes a real risk. So the net result is much smaller than people think. Now let's compare that to strength training. Studies consistently show that strength training helps preserve lean mass during fat loss. And that matters because muscle mass is what gives your body shape. You don't just want to weigh less, you want to be leaner, healthier, and stronger, especially after 40 when muscle loss naturally accelerates. Research from the Journal of Applied Physiology shows that adults can lose muscle progressively with age if they're not actively training against it. That means that if you lose weight without protecting muscle, you will end up smaller, but also softer and weaker, and that's not the goal. So why does strength training wins for busy professionals? This is the part that most people miss. Cardio burns calories during the workout. Strength training burns calories during the workout and it changes your body outside the workout. It improves insulin sensitivity, metabolic health, recovery capacity, muscle retention, and long-term body composition. And most importantly, this scales better with real life because you do not need 2-hour gym sessions. What you need are sessions that move the needle. That's why 3 to 4 times the strength training per week is going to outperform any random cardio, especially for a busy professional, every time. And this is exactly why so many people stay stuck. They are working hard, but their strategy doesn't match their life. That's why at Sculpt, we built the free online fitness assessment. Because before you try any other fitness program, you should get clarity. As personal trainers, we want to know what is holding you back and what your body needs the most. And the online fitness assessment test is the best way for us to find out what those things are. Once you complete the assessment, you get a free online personal training session with one of our trainers and $100 off any online personal training package that Sculpt offers. So go to the link below this video or just type in www.sculptfit.net/assessment and take the assessment today. But now that we know all that, does cardio even matter at all? Yes, absolutely. But cardio should support your fat loss plan, not be the foundation of it. I like cardio for heart health, recovery, and stress management. By the way, just to add a bonus here, walking is massively underrated. In fact, for many busy professionals, walking consistently is more effective than intense cardio they quit after 2 weeks. Because consistency beats intensity again and again. And I'm a bit of an intensity fan. So, yeah. So if I was starting again from scratch and I wanted to lose fat and get leaner, this is what I actually do. I'll add a bit of a caveat here. This program is for somebody who's busy, has a full-time job, and doesn't live at the gym. So without any further ado, I'll start out with strength training. 3 to 4 times a week, short structured sessions, 45 minutes max. Then I would walk daily, not for punishment, but for movement. I'll give myself a target between 8 to 10,000 steps per day. Then I will focus on creating a protein-first nutrition plan, because training without nutrition is like building a house without materials. Finally, I would create a weekly accountability setup, because motivation disappears, but systems stay. So strength training versus cardio, which one's better for fat loss? The answer is cardio helps, but strength training transforms. When you combine the two, you're gonna be so happily surprised how quickly your body changes. If you're ready to get started, go to www.sculptfit.net/assessment, or simply just follow the link below and get your free session. And if you're not ready to do that just quite yet, then watch this video next, because I'm gonna be talking about some key fitness elements that I think are gonna be crucial for your fitness journey.